And now we're at Applegreen, a service filling station just outside Belfast, or as I like to call it, an adult theme park for a gastronomical adventure. After a fill of sausage rolls and coffee, we're heading up to Portrush and then Bushmills. See you then. I wonder if that's Americans. Right now, I'm at the townland of the Aird, just up from the Giant'S Causeway, which is there. And this is my old ancestral homeland, in that my father's grandfather and his brothers and my grandmother lived here in an old farmhouse just down this laneway, which has now since been converted. This was the family homestead, bought after my great-grandfather on my father's side returned from Australia with his brothers after they'd made their fortune. Prior to going to Australia, they had been mere farm labourers. By the time they returned with their money, they were owners. Little outhouses and farm sheds that housed cattle and other livestock, where they haven't been renovated, are now lying derelict and in their original form, which makes the history so much more alive. My great-grandfather, John Blair, from where I get my middle name, Brian John Spencer, signed the Ulster Solemn League and Covenant as created by Edward Carson, and he signed it 3 below Robert Quigg VC, who was one of the heroes awarded the Victoria Cross for his bravery at the front in France during the First World War. Something I don't know but is a possibility. My great-grandfather may have been a member of the Orange Order, because there is an Orange Lodge just beside the old farmhouse. I've made inquiries and I hope to find out conclusively soon whether or not my great-grandfather was an Orangeman. Right now, I'm at the World Heritage Site, the Giant'S Causeway, just outside Bushmills in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. It's world famous for its rare geological rock formations, the hexagonal shape, and you have people every year from all over the world, thousands coming to visit here. And today there's hundreds from France, Spain. I've seen Chinese people and of course locals from Belfast and all across Ireland. And right now I'm going to Giant'S Causeway, which is just adjacent to the trail, and in there, managed by Richard, is the most wondrous hospitality. It's a really neat wee hotel, beautifully laid out. Growing up a Northern Protestant in Northern Ireland can be quite difficult, because you're sort of faced with historical guilt and liability to recant for the sins of your forefathers. That's my experience anyway. And one of the most important people to me in recent years has been the Ulster poet John Hewitt. He's kind of like a Protestant Seamus Heaney, and he explored the layered identity and mixed loyalties and allegiances of the Northern Ulster Protestant. And one of his most famous and most powerful verses helps me get through the challenges that you can face from the green side of the Irish family, and he says, "This is my country. My grandfather came here and raised his wall and fenced the tangled waste and gave his years and strength into the earth. My father also. Now their white bones lime, the tillage in the pasture, ebb and flow have made us one with this." So that is the Aird farm, my ancestral home there, and down here is the Giant'S Causeway, the Causeway Hotel. Okay, so we had a wonderful lunch at the Causeway Hotel. Soup and bread and oils. Great service, lovely ambiance, surroundings. Now we're going to go to the nearby beach, walk by all the tourists. Lovely weather. I'm going to go into the world famous, or should I say the world notorious Giant'S Causeway Visitor Centre, where they get the hand in. Oh, I knew it was pretty pricey and pretty restricted. Bit of a shakedown place, but I didn't know it was this bad. I can't even get through. Shit. But it looks nice. Just got a big price tag dangling beside it. So, see you later. Giant'S Causeway Visitor Centre. Oh, but there's free water there. But it seems that the great big pound sign doesn't deter all these tourists, throngs of them. Cheers, y'all. So we're sitting outside the Nook, one of my favourite places in the world, just in front of the headland that oversees Giant'S Causeway, and we're here roughly is where Robert Quigg lived, and Robert Quigg actually went to school where the Nook is. This used to be a school, 1893 to 1898. He then went off to war, survived, and lived to 1955. And obviously he's a son of Bushmills, son of the area, who people today are immensely proud of. I'll take you for a wee spin around the Nook. And here we are inside the Nook. Like an old Irish homestead, thatched cottage. Just thought I'd come into a quiet place because it's really, really compact in there and everyone's looking at me funny. Really, really nice in here. Loads of old photos, and I can actually see one here of an old family member here. That here, this here, this here. There's Maggie Blair of the Aird and friends at the Giant'S Causeway. Maggie was a sister of my grandmother, so that really puts me in context and in place and really deepens the connection and the enjoyment that I get from coming here. And here is a Causeway School, erected in 1914, where my grandmother taught, made in memory of Lord Macnaghten, who was the great landlord who surveyed and held sway right over the townland of Bushmills and surrounding areas. You will see his great estate when driving out of Bushmills towards the Giant'S Causeway, and it was actually him who established Bushmills in its current shape in the early 1800s into a market town, Another interesting fact for you. I'm standing to the statue here of Robert Quigg VC, rifleman in the Royal Irish Rifles. On the 1st of July 1916, the Battle of the Somme, he fought with his platoon. The next morning, hearing that his commander was lost in no man's land, he spent 7 hours retrieving him and other fallen comrades. For his conspicuous bravery, he was awarded the Victoria Cross. He returned to Bushmills and lived the rest of his life there and elsewhere across Northern Ireland. He's buried in Billy Parish, where some of my relatives are also buried. It's a real pleasure to come and see this, knowing the context and the connection that I have with Robert Quigg. And on that note, I'm going to leave you for today. Thanks for watching. Until the next one. Bye-bye. Louder.